What I share on this channel is the result of two things: 10 years of personal experience with mental exhaustion and the learnings from my coaching practice. 10 years ago, I found myself in a triple bind that made life so mentally exhausting. I felt like I was pressing the accelerator with no gas in the tank. It put me in a state where it took me years to even start to understand it, what was happening, and more years to know where to start solving it. Here are the three things that happened in my personal life. I was the primary caretaker of our autistic son. That meant constant logistical, emotional navigation, medical appointments, explaining life to him in ways that would make sense to him, keeping him on schedule, sometimes taking 45 minutes just to get him into the shower, and sitting with him through autistic meltdowns and helping him recover afterwards. At the same time, I was running my leadership practice, coaching clients, invoicing, figuring out new ways to get clients results. And I wanted to grow it. I wanted to start a YouTube channel and grow a business from it, but I was stuck in open loops. I'd had too many ideas for the channel. I wanted it to be successful, but also authentic, which is very important to me. I attended 3 online business building courses and was still left with millions of questions of where to go, what to do, what to focus on, and it was just a mess. And then there was something else. The cooking, the keeping the domestic wheels turning, holding the family together while my husband was working crazy hours. We were moving countries, moving houses. Life just kept adding more and more layers. So to sustain that life, I had to be insanely optimized, and I was on paper. I was efficient, everything had a place in the calendar, but once I had coached my clients and supported my son and dealt with everything at home, there was no energy left, no headspace to create, no capacity to build what I really wanted. So I did what many high-functioning people do. I assumed I wasn't organized enough. Although I was organized, maybe not enough, maybe not disciplined enough, not motivated enough. I bought every book on productivity and I tried every hack, every system, every framework, but the exhaustion just wouldn't go away. And when I hit rock bottom, I felt exhausted before even getting out of bed. I felt like I was surviving life, not living it. I felt constantly behind. No matter how efficient I became, I never had the energy to meaningfully start my online business. I felt like my life was not mine, like I was losing myself a little more each day. Of course, people told me to slow down, to let go of things, to do less. But what exactly? I was never going to stop supporting my son, and I genuinely wanted to grow my business, and someone had to keep the family together. I felt I had no space to cut, nothing to reduce, and no idea how I would even sustain this. And here's the truth. This was the first problem in my life I couldn't solve. I've always been good at problem solving, but this one just wouldn't move. So out of desperation, I made a decision. If I couldn't solve it, I would try to understand it at least. Intuitively, I felt that there was more to mental exhaustion than simply doing too much and being tired. I became a student of mental energy. I decided that instead of trying to fix myself, I would start observing myself. Why was I exhausted? Which tasks drained me more than others? And how did the environment affect me and other people around? I'm very good at pattern recognition, and slowly a clear image began to form. I started using these realisations casually in coaching sessions, and once I could see my own mental exhaustion clearly, it became easy to spot it in other people as well. And when I told clients they didn't need more productivity, they were mentally overdrawn, I had senior executives break down in tears. They would say, I have never felt this seen and this understood in my entire life. And I know many of you are experiencing this kind of exhaustion, the kind that sleep doesn't fix. You come back from a relaxing holiday and within days the exhaustion is back, like it's just back. You probably want the solution, the steps, the formula, kind of like, okay, now we've identified there's a problem, like give us the fix. But here's the thing. We haven't been able to solve mental overwhelm precisely because of the culture that rewards advice like 3 steps to fix your life, and 5 steps to becoming a millionaire. Mental exhaustion is not a simple problem. It's complex, it's abstract, and in many ways it's new. The brain evolved for scarcity. It evolved to solve simple, concrete problems under pressure. It is not particularly good at navigating abundance. What I discovered is that exhaustion many of us feel has systemic and evolutionary causes. The brain, designed to hunt and gather, is now trying to manage infinite inputs, lots of open loops and unmade decisions, digital demands, goals that are abstract and not black and white, and constant stimulation. And, as a result, we are absolutely exhausted. Now, I did find principles, tools and techniques that reduced my exhaustion and put me back in control of my mental energy. And I will share those because that's how you can, as well, get back your attention and energy and create what you want in your life. But, and it's a huge but, I promised myself that if I was ever going to teach this, then I would not make another productivity hack type channel. I will not start bombarding you with tools before you even understood the problem and before the foundation was laid so that you can implement those tools. I work as a coach, so I am living and breathing this stuff. I don't want to get you excited by this new life-changing tool and formula just to give you cheap dopamine and get you hooked on knowing more but never implementing anything. I want to share what I have learned because it's valuable, because it's sometimes counterintuitive, so that we can all reclaim our attention and with it our ability to decide what we want to do with our lives. So I'm being purposefully slow here because I want to give you a real chance to solve this. The way I got out of mental exhaustion was not by jumping on new, never heard of secret tools. It was by dedicating myself to understanding the problem in a really deep way, researching the workings of the brain, and redesigning my life around it. It is not individual tools, but a new mental architecture which allowed me and which allow you as well to reclaim sovereignty over your attention. Mental overload is sitting behind layers of assumptions, misconceptions, and evolutionary mismatches. And it can only be addressed by 3 things: removing those layers and creating an accurate view of what mental exhaustion actually is and where it comes from. Number 2, understanding the brain-environment mismatch that keeps you exhausted, unfocused, and, like me, often paralyzed. And number 3, reclaiming sovereignty over where your mental energy goes so that you are the one ruling over your attention. That's what this channel is about. My name is Jacqueline. Welcome to Mental Energy.